Hi, good morning students. It's me, Harsnath Sukla, and today in class 12 we are going to discuss revision lecture 2. That means whatever we studied in last week, this week we have to recap. That means revise that particular thing. So in this week in live classes or whatever the up-to-date classes in the video, we have to study about tangent and normal, approximation and maxima minimum. So again I am going to start and see whatever the things. So first one is tangent and normal. Okay. So we already discussed, but again I am going to recap it. So suppose we have given a curve then this is the tangent to the curve. This is nothing but tangent to the curve. This is tangent. So what is tangent? If a line touches a curve at a point, then particular point is known as line is known as tangent. Okay, see this P is the point of contact. And what is the normal? A line perpendicular to the tangent is defined as normal. A line perpendicular to the tangent is defined as normal. So in calculus we have to see the equation of tangent and normal. So whatever is studied in class 11 in straight line, you have to revise what is the equation of line passing through one point. So you know very well, this is nothing but y minus y1 within other bracket mx minus x1. Okay, here m is nothing but dy by dx at x1 y1. So equation of a line is nothing but y minus y1 is equals to mx minus x1. M is the slope of the line. Okay, this is the equation of line passing through one point. So suppose this is the tangent, then equation of line passing through one point, this y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So your equation of tangent is same as this, only change is m. M is what? Here m is defined as dy by dx at x1 y1. So equation of tangent is y minus y1 is equals to dy by dx at x1 y1 and x minus x1. This is equation of tangent. This is what equation of tangent. Okay. So those who are not write this particular topic, you have to write it. Okay, so now I am going to write the equation of normal. So as you know, equation of normal is nothing but the perpendicular line to the tangent. So only changing slope. Now let slope of normal is m1. Then m1 is nothing but minus of 1 upon dy by dx at x1 y1. Okay. So what is the equation of normal? So equation of normal is given by y minus y1 is equals to m1 x minus x1. So y minus y1, what is m1? Minus of 1 upon dy by dx at x1 y1 and x minus x1. If we calculate it, we will get what? Y minus y1 into dy by dx at x1 y1 plus x minus x1 is equals to 0. So this is the equation of normal. So note it down. Okay, so you may completed this one. So now some remarks are there. Some remarks. The first remark is, if tangent is parallel to x-axis, then dy by dx at x1 y1 must be equal to 0. This is the first remark and very important remark. If tangent is parallel to x-axis, then slope of the line, that means tangent, must be 0. The second remark is, if tangent is parallel to y-axis, then dy by dx must be infinite. That means 1 upon dy by dx at x1 y1 must be equal to 0. So this is the second remark regarding to this. And some working rule is there. Question is of the type, find the point at which tangent is parallel to x-axis, find the point at which tangent is parallel to y-axis. Okay, so you must have, first you find dy by dx, and if it is parallel to x-axis, put dy by dx is equal to 0, then you will get the value of x, and that value of x you put in curve, you will get the value of y, and in this manner you will get the points. Okay, now second topic is approximation. What is second topic? Approximation. In this, we have to generally know this formula: f delta y is equals to fx plus delta x minus of f. And what? Delta y is nothing but dy by dx into delta x. So this is the formula which we use, an approximation. So suppose we need to find a question like first, suppose 28 power 1 by 3. We need to find approximate value of 28 power 1 by 3. So suppose y is equals to x to the power 1 by 3. So dy by dx is nothing but 1 by 3 x to the power 1 by 3 minus 1. This is 1 by 3 x to the power minus 2 by 3. This is the value of dy. And now here select, let x is equals to 27, that means nearest value of x which gives you, whose cube roots you gives you a perfect number or whole number. Okay, so x is equal to 27 and delta x is equals to nothing but 1. Now fx plus delta x is equal to delta y. So fx plus delta y is equal to fx plus delta x, that means 28 power 1 by 3, and minus of fx, that is what? That is nothing but fx 27 power 1 by 3. So delta y is nothing but 28 power 1 by 3 minus 3. So 28 power 1 by 3 is what? Delta y. 28 power 1 by 3 is nothing but delta y plus 3. And if you find the value of delta y, then you will get the value of 28 power 1 by 3. And what is delta y? Delta y is dy by dx into delta x. So this is equation number 1. Okay. So you must find delta y, and delta y is nothing but delta y dy by dx, that is 1 upon 3 x to the power 2 by 3 into delta x. Delta x is 1 only. So delta y is nothing but 1 upon 3 and x to the power 2 by 3, that is 27 power 2 by 3. This is 9. This is 1 upon 27. Y you know very well. Okay. So delta y, this is the 1 by 27. So put here 1 by 27. That means whatever the value of 1 by 27, you will get the answer. So note it down. Okay, and the third and last topic of this week is maxima and minima. Third and last topic of this week is maxima and minima. There are, you know very well, if this is the curve, then there are so many maxima and minima. These are the maxima, these are the minima. So many maxima and minima. So we have to know about the concept of local maxima and local minima and maxima minima. So there are two tests. First one is the first order derivative test and second is the second order derivative test. So see, first order derivative test. Okay. First one is the first order derivative test for maxima and minima. First order derivative test. Test for maxima and minima. First order derivative test for maxima and minima. So in this, first of all, we see y is equals to fx be a function. Then first we find f dash x. Okay, first we find f dash x and we see f dash x is greater than, that means dy by dx at x is greater than 0 at x is less than a. Okay, dy by dx is greater than 0 at x is less than a. That means the left to the point is a, then left to the x, if dy by dx is greater than 0, that means f dash x is greater than 0 left to this the point, then this means the dy by dx, that means f dash x changes its sign from positive to negative, and dy by dx is less than 0 is less than 0 at x greater than a, is x greater than a. This means dy by dx changes its sign from positive to negative. That is, x is equal to a is the point of maxima and fa is maximum value of function. Okay, so this is the first order derivative test for maxima. And for minima, what it is? For minima, x is greater than a, this is less than 0. X is less than a, it is greater than 0. What do you see? Right to the point. Okay? X is greater than less than a, and this is greater than a. Left to the point, it is negative, and right to the point, it is positive. That means the function dy by dx changes its sign from negative to positive, and in this case, x is at the point of minima, and fa is the minimum value of the function. So in this manner, we have to know about the first order derivative test. This is very important and this is very useful and easy also. But if you see, first we find dy by dx, that means f dash x, and c, that means left to the point it is positive and right to the point it is negative. That means it changes its sign from positive to negative. And if the left to the point it is negative and right to the point it is positive, then it is means it changes its sign from negative to positive, and then in this case this is point of minima. Okay, so see this one, and I have already discussed questions based on this. So in next lecture, that means whatever live lecture or up-to-date video lecture, we have to see some questions based on maxima and minima on first order derivative test and second order derivative test also. Okay, and now second order derivative test, that means necessary and sufficient condition. Okay, second order derivative test. Okay, second order derivative test. Second order derivative test. Okay, this is also known as necessary and sufficient condition for maxima and minima. Okay, so what is the necessary and sufficient condition for maxima and minima? The first one is the necessary condition. Necessary condition. In this condition, we have dy by dx is equal to 0, and then we get the value of x as x1, x2, whatever the value. These are known as the critical point. And now sufficient condition is what? Sufficient condition, this is nothing but we find d2y over dx2 and check at x is equal to c. If it is greater than 0, then x is equal to c is the point of minima. If it is less than 0, then x is equal to c is the point of maxima. So what is the working rule for this? Working rule for this particular second order derivative test, that means necessary and sufficient condition. You have given the function y is equals to fx. First you find f dash x, that means dy by dx, and put it is equal to 0, then you will get the value of x as 1, 2, 3, whatever the value a, b, c, x1, x2, whatever the value, that is, you get the value of x. This is the critical point. And then you have to check at which d2y over dx2, at which value of x this is negative, and at which value of x this is positive. If it is negative, then point of maxima and function has the maximum value, and if it is positive, then point has a minimum value. So thank you for today.